President Trump rejects next week's second debate now that it has gone virtual. He suggests pushing the town hall forum back by a week. Joe Biden is not on board with that. He wants to stick to the original debate dates. So now both men are making other plans. We bring in political insider Armstrong Williams to discuss. And President Trump, Armstrong, is now planning a rally for next Thursday. Joe Biden, he is planning a town hall with ABC News. The president says he doesn't want to be behind a computer and cut off in a debate. Do you think that a virtual debate would have been fair to the candidates?
Our president has COVID-19. He has tested positive. And for anybody, that would mean that you're isolated from everyone for at least 14 days. And we do realize that the president gets the best of care. You would think that the president would be thinking about others, including those that no matter what, if the president does show up for a rally, they would also show up and jeopardize their lives and their health and well-being. We also know that different people respond differently to the virus. I mean, it's a time for leadership. We want our president to recover. It would have been better had he stayed at Walter Reed Hospital until the doctors really did everything possible to make sure that when he returned to the White House, nobody would be put in any kind of jeopardy. I mean, we're talking about a virtual debate. Let us focus on the fact that the president has COVID-19, okay? And what does that mean? Would you want your CEO or your general manager coming to the station if you know they're tested positive? The president is no exception. The president should isolate himself until he's absolutely certain that no one will be threatened by his presence.
Well, the president does say that he feels great just a week after his coronavirus diagnosis. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
They gave me Regeneron, and it was like unbelievable. I felt good immediately. I want everybody to be given the same treatment as your president because I feel great. I feel like perfect.
Now, the president also admits now that he was very sick last week when he checked into Walter Reed, and his doctors say that he just now completed his steroid treatment yesterday, but nobody's really saying what the results are of his latest coronavirus test and whether he's still contagious. So why do you think there are so many questions still unanswered, especially as the president gets ready to get back on the campaign trail this weekend, Armstrong?
Did you just watch the clip? The president is a salesperson. I know he wants to lead. He doesn't want to isolate. He wants to show courage. He wants to show strength. And we all admire and respect that. I don't think anybody in their right mind believes that the president has fully recovered, okay? The president still has COVID in his system, and it's a process for it to be completely where it's no longer there. And he could retest again. The bottom line is, Melanie, I mean, sometimes it's very difficult for people to talk about facts and speak the truth. The president should isolate himself. I refuse to believe that the president of the United States is 100%. And he should listen to his wife or his family and isolate himself before the matter gets worse. Because listen, what happens when those drugs wear off? Then you'll really tell what the president's condition is. And nobody knows because they're not going to ever give you the 100% of the facts. But for right now, I think this country wants our president to recover. And the best process for that happening is for the president to isolate himself, listen to his doctors, not direct his doctors, because the president is not a scientist nor a doctor. He needs to listen to his physicians and take the best path forward to completely recovering, because it can create a crisis at least 28 days before the election.
I want to quickly, we've got about 30 seconds. I want to ask you about that plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. It was foiled by the FBI. 13 people are arrested now on terrorism charges. Now, she is blaming President Trump, saying that he's complicit for not denouncing extremists. What's your reaction?
Both outrageous. It is outrageous that there are 13 people in this country who could be so demented in their heads to convince themselves that while a governor's on vacation, they can absolutely go out, forget about her security forces, and kidnap her for some demented, crazy agenda. It shows you just how crazy the society has become. That is not the president's fault. is those 13 individuals who convinced themselves that they could do this and get away with it, and the FBI should throw the books at them. This has nothing to do with the President of the United States. It has to do with the kind of things that people who are mentally ill and unstable, that they can convince themselves of such nonsense. That's what this is about. Crazy.
All right, that'll have to be the last word today. Thank you so much, Armstrong. You can watch the Armstrong-Williams Show. It airs every Saturday morning at 10:30 right here on WJLA 24/7 News.